Amidst the hustle-bustle of modern city life dwells the modern man, one who has brought about great changes in today's business activity. Who would have said a couple of decades ago that the service industry would so evolve that it would consequently grow to its current dimensions? In fact, the service sector threatens to overtake the manufacturing sector all over the world. Thus, it is imperative for a marketing student to understand the concepts of marketing of services. In order to do so, we shall examine the case of a multifaceted service enterprise, Indian Tourism Development Corporation, the I.T.D.C. In the sequence to follow, we have Bob. Bob is an international tour operator probing into the possibilities of tying up with local promoters in Southeast Asia for outbound traffic from US. Bob is currently visiting Mohit. Mohit is a friend of Amitabh Dubey, a marketer at I.T.D.C.
Well, let's see what Dubey can do for you.
Well, in our travel industry, it's what we can both do for each other. Say, where are we meeting this guy?
Well, we are meeting him at his makeshift office at the Qutub. Tell me something, Bob. What are the characteristics of services?
Oh, there are essentially 5. Intangibility, inseparability, heterogeneity,
Perishability and ownership. So, you haven't forgotten your marketing lessons, have you?
Can't afford to.
Okay, Joker, let's see how much you remember your lessons.
Well, let's see.
Okay, tell me, name the elements of a marketing mix for services.
Well, product, price, placement, promotion,
And, okay, now those 4 components are common to the product marketing mix. But for services, you also have people, physical evidence, and process.
I think I better take up my lessons once again. I need to brush them up.
Oh, come this way, Bob. You were the institute altogether.
By the way, Dubey, have you ever visited the institute after you left?
Institute? That's not possible.
Why?
I.T.D.C is a full-time job. Hey, by the way, Mohit, what were you telling Bob about the I.T.D.C?
Oh, nothing. We were just discussing the service industry in general, you know. But tell me, what exactly is your marketing division doing?
Come on, Mohit, that can't be a serious question.
No, I mean, you could simply have a quality assurance department to spread a good word of mouth, or maybe have a reservation facility, around the world like you have through your golden tulip chain.
Seems like you're pulling a fast one on us.
Go on.
Anyway, now that you've asked a question, I'll answer it. Now, when we talk of marketing of hotels, we must understand that the 2 basic sources of revenue for hotels are revenue generated by the accommodation facilities, and then the revenue generated by the food and beverages sales. Now, though fees from the licenses of shopping areas, etc., these are other sources of revenue, but these are rather marginal. So, we can segment the product hotel into accommodation and food and beverages sales outlets.
But that doesn't answer my question.
Wait, I'm coming to that. Along with this, the moment you have a look at the target audience, what you find is you have the international market as well as the domestic market. Now, each one of these has been segmented further into 4 groups. We've got the group travelers market. Then we've got the individual travelers market. We have the conference and convention market. We also have the incentives market. For each one of these, we have marketing and sales people who are constantly attracting a lot of business for us. As a matter of fact, what we have been doing is participating in a lot of travel trade fairs, in conferences, in exhibitions.
Oh, you mean like you did in Paris, France?
That's right.
What about those activities that you mentioned earlier? I mean, other than hotels?
Yes. For that, we have our international product sales division. That has set up duty-free shops. As a matter of fact, now we propose to even set up some duty-paid shops.
What for?
Yes, a good question. Now, primarily, these duty-paid shops are for the foreign tourists, for the extended stay, to give them all the facilities, and also for the NRIs.
Now, what about pricing?
Well, there, I.T.D.C has an advantage. Their prices are very competitive.
Yeah, that's because in the public sector, we are marketing not merely for profiteering. We've got some social objectives too. Now, we are providing services under the social objectives from the various, star hotel qualities to the moderately priced, the Forest Lodge. And besides, this, we have got the travelers' lodges. And then we've got accommodation for the economy class.
Like the Ashok Yatri Niwas?
That's right. In Delhi, we got the Ashok Yatri Niwas. We are present in each price-wise segmented market. Of course, though the facilities are going to differ in each.
Yeah, I think that pricing in the hotel industry is a very critical component.
That's right. And the product has to be priced at a level which is high enough for snob value in the deluxe categories. And yet, yes, thank you, Ramesh. And yet, it must not outprice itself. Therefore, we have the group rates, we've got the individual room rates, usage rates, and of course, lastly, we've got the minimum guaranteed business rates.
And the special package offers?
Ah, yeah, that must be to take care of what we call the seasonal lows and dips.
Exactly. Yeah. But we also have packages for the seasonal lows and dips, and even otherwise.
Like the one you had for the youth in the International Year for the Youth?
Yes, plus for the senior citizens.
Okay, fine. Now let's come to distribution, placement. Now what about placement?
Yes. The present network of I.T.D.C accommodation chain, that's the Ashok Group. It is the largest hotel chain in India offering accommodation with reservation facilities on site. And we are doing it through the Golden Tulip as intermediaries. The properties are scattered throughout India at strategically located locales, either in large cities, which are major air and rail termini, or in remote areas of special tourist interest.
Special tourist interests, like food. Now what are we eating?
What have you decided upon?
Mohit, what's special around here?
Alright, I'd suggest a chicken steak sizzler.
That sounds delicious.
Sounds great.
Yes, Ramesh?
Yes,
sir. Get us 3 chicken steak sizzlers, please.
You were saying something about strategic locations. You don't have a hotel in Bombay yet.
Oh yeah, that's right, but we got links with the Hotel Corporation of India. And besides, the I.T.D.C, that is the corporation, this handles catering of restaurants which are not owned by the I.T.D.C.
You mean what we call in the States franchising?
Something parallel to franchising. That's right. Besides that, we've got integrated growth system. Under it, we provide tours to important tourist spots besides the hotel facility. This is covered under the name of Ashoka Travels and Tours.
What was that name?
The Ashoka Travels and Tours.
Ashoka Travels and Tours. Isn't that the outfit that's gotten itself nominated as the travel agent for the Festival of India in Russia, Sweden and Japan?
That's and right. Also for the Festival of the USSR in India.
Wow.
Yes. And we also have our entertainment cell. This entertainment cell is looking after the sound and light show at the Red Fort.
And the Shalimar Gardens at Srinagar.
Tell me, how do you handle promotion?
Okay, now looking at the promotion aspect of it. Since at the I.T.D.C, we have a very diversified product range. We have for that a diverse range of promotional strategy also. Now, broadly speaking, up to the year 1985-86, we were trying to promote domestic tourism. Then in 86-87, the accent changed totally. Now that was on the image building at the corporate level. Now we designed a campaign, a very useful campaign, that was designed to create an awareness on the diversity of the I.T.D.C's operations.
But you even did event-based advertising.
That's right. Now, for instance, the opening of the Agra Ashok at Agra, and also again for the launching of the rooftop at the Kanishka.
Well, that's where I'm staying.
That's right. That's where you're staying. And, we also supplement our advertising efforts with a corporate newsletter sent to the opinion leaders in the travel industry and otherwise.
And in 87-88?
Yes. Now, in the year 87-88, the emphasis was on the special promotion for food outlets. Now, specific campaigns, we had made specific campaigns for the restaurants which were developed. Plus, we also made campaigns for hotels which needed marketing inputs. We advertised the special features, highlighted them a lot.
This is in addition to personal selling, about which you had told us earlier.
That's right. And besides that, we have got our PR cell which looks after the media.
Tell me, what about the folks now? I mean, people constitute an important dimension in the management of services.
I feel they do so, both as performers and beholders.
Come on, Mohit. Grant us the intelligence to understand this. The basic courtesies extended to the client, say over the telephone, coming in the door, the pilot chauffeur, guest relation executive behind the lobby desk, the front desk, housekeeping. All these activities, they contribute substantially to the hotel marketing. We have got a constant training program of our front office staff. We endeavor to develop the interpersonal behavior attributes. These attributes are very crucial in the hotel business. Of course, in addition to all this, we have got training programs for our sales personnel and for our executives. Now both, we have the in-house training programs and we train them with the leading institutes in India and abroad.
Sounds great. I mean, the environment provided to the clients in a hotel is extremely important.
The total ambience of a hotel is important. It has to be positive and pleasing.
You're talking of physical evidence.
That's right. Yes, of the essential physical evidence. The design, the decor, the interior layout, all are very important. As a matter of fact, we even take care of the peripheral evidence, like for instance the complimentary giveaways, the matchboxes, writing pads, etc.
Yeah, one has to in this competitive business. I mean, servicing. It's the same thing with we tour operators and you hoteliers. This is one of yours?
Undoubtedly. And finally, coming to the process. Now, being in the public sector, the government procedures are to be strictly followed. This makes the commercial task slightly challenging. We have a framework of delegation of power at various levels of management. Now, these provide the employees with discretion with regard to the commercial utilization of the powers, delegation of authority and responsibility. The employees are encouraged to use these in the daily work schedules.
Tell me, can you plot service life cycle like we do it for products, in product life cycle?
Sure, why not? The only thing is that the services reach the maturity stage much faster, comparatively speaking. So there is a need to recycle much more in their case.
As a matter of fact, we're currently doing up all our properties as a part of recycling. Now, you've got to be on your toes in this business. As a matter of fact, you have to craft your strategies really to stay in this business. Now, you have to be innovative and take lead. Now, I'll tell you an example. In Delhi, we found that there was no pure vegetarian star quality hotel. We located one and created one. This has given us an immense amount of clientele, both international and domestic. This was done in December '86 itself.
A very smart move. But what about diversification?
Well, the expertise that has been developed over the years by the I.T.D.C. Now, we are making sure that we use that. As a matter of fact, we have started offering a lot of consultancy services, both to the private and the state sector. And in this consultancy service, the ambit of this includes a lot many items. Now, we have got, yes, thank you. Lovely. Now, I was telling you this consultancy service. Now, we've got these services include the preparation of feasibility reports, project reports, the advisory services, then you've got the interior decoration, architectural plan. We've even started going in for construction management.
Really? Tell me, what about that project I read about in some travel magazine? A Delhi restaurant in Moscow?
Yes. That was promoted by the Moscow Ashoka Corporation. That was the first Soviet-Indian joint sector enterprise in the USSR. Now, it is an Indian cuisine restaurant. This was provided with a view to promote services in the field of social catering. Besides this, We've got a couple of consultancy assignments abroad. These are all awaiting a takeoff.
Tell me, as a punch item, do you have a USP?
Hey, unique selling proposition.
Oh, you know, our largest chain of hotel accommodation, coupled with the tourist circuit. Like the Delhi, Jaipur, you know, Agra, Varanasi, Khajuraho, and the Buddhist circuit. Now, this all could be attributed as a USP. And of course, besides this, the feeling of security, you know, that one attaches with the I.T.D.C.
That for the domestic tourist.
Of course, then also is the USP.
Look, I told you, once Dubai starts, he just cannot stop.
Mohit, it's not only Dubai. It's the concept behind the servicing and the marketing of servicing that triggers off such a deep interest.
Let's break away from this interesting threesome and allow them the privacy to discuss business. While they do so, let's review their conversation to comprehend some important points related to marketing at I.T.D.C. that were put across rather casually. Recall Mr. Dubey saying I.T.D.C. was formed in 1966 and was entrusted with the task of developing tourism infrastructure and promoting India as a destination internationally. Today, I.T.D.C. has branched out into many diverse fields, all connected with its original objectives. Duty-free shops and duty-paid shops, travel agency, transport, sound and light shows, entertainment, catering. In fact, I.T.D.C. has reached a level of expertise that enables it to offer consultancy services to organizations in the public as well as private sector. It has also won a couple of consultancy projects abroad. The accommodation is basically marketed to the individual traveler on accommodation-only basis and to the group traveler on either accommodation-only or inclusive of food facilities basis. The European plan entails only accommodation. The continental plan offers accommodation plus breakfast. And likewise, we have an American and a modified American plan. The accommodation facilities are supplemented by providing other facilities like business centers for the corporate clientele, value services for the more discerning occupants, health and fitness centers for the occupants, and other related facilities supplementing each defined market segment. I.T.D.C. has divided the target audience into two broad groups of international and domestic. Each of these have been further segmented into group traveler market, individual traveler market, conference and convention market, incentive market. In addition to these, I.T.D.C. offers a complete package of services to groups based on demographic segmentation, like the students package, the LTC package, the NRI package, and others. The food and beverages are marketed through public outlets like restaurants, bar, barbecues, coffee shops, special cuisine restaurants, also banquet sales. Cultural entertainment coupled with banquet sales, theme parties, special food festivals form the various segments. Flight catering to various airlines also add on to the F&B sales. Pricing in the hotel industry is a very critical component. The product has to be priced at a level which is high enough for snob value in deluxe categories and yet not outprice itself. ITDC therefore has a segmented tariff structure. They have the individual room rates depending whether the room offered is a single room, double or a suite. Group rates applicable to group of 15 people and above. Chain usage rates. Special rates and discounts are offered for using 2 or more properties of the ITDC chain. Minimum guaranteed business rates are negotiated with large companies on guaranteed business volume under various slabs. Package offer rates are offered in line with ITDC's social objectives like youth packages, senior citizen packages and others. In addition to this, there are special off-season packages to overcome low occupancies. Mr. Dubey was very enthusiastic when you talked about his people and the process. The talk was exhaustive with regard to placement and promotion too. The ITDC point of view in relation to marketing of services was well highlighted in that absorbing sequence. ITDC, being a public sector organization, is in constant limelight. Public interest and expectation is therefore very high. Any significant happening at the ITDC makes news, and this has its disadvantages coupled with the obvious advantages. ITDC has played and continues to play a very vital role in developing tourism. Since the yardstick of success of any business is judged purely on commercial terms, let us have a look as to what has been ITDC's achievement. ITDC's greatest contribution to the development of Indian tourism has been the parallel development it has stimulated in the private sector. Whenever it has broken new ground, others have rushed in to establish themselves. The very fact That ITDC faces so much worthwhile competition from the private sector is a measure of ITDC's success.